Hello, hello, and happy New Year. Well, I don't know why I'm so nervous. It feels like so long ago since I turned on the camera. So sorry if it's a little bit difficult for me to get started. I want to first of all say big thank you to Laurie who hosted this New Year's Eve streamathon, and I know that it's been a tough work for her to do. So now she can put her feet up and rest. You did an awesome job. Thanks for all the streamers. It's been so fun to watch. Hello, Tammy. You had a nice stream. It's the first time that I saw your channel, so I subscribed. I can't wait to see more of you in this year. It looks like you're doing awesome stuff. And also, what Tammy said about thanks to all the people who is still awake, and Happy New Year to, is it Los Angeles? I'm not sure. Well, I'm sitting in Denmark and it's the 1st of January and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like several hours ahead of the US. Hello, hello, everyone coming in. Oh, now I'm getting really nervous. It's a lot of names that I don't recognize that much. Um, well, okay, I want to say thank you to Devon for sending me a Christmas card, and she included some fun ephemera, which is homemade, and I love those are the best, right? So I love them a lot, and some washi tape. So thank you so much, Devon. It really warmed my heart. And then I got a Christmas card, very, very beautiful from Teresa, always homemade, and it's just so delicate. And then she include a private letter where she talks about her family and she gives a shout out to the best YouTube channels that she likes to watch, which is Kayberg and Colleen and Sandra. And Sandra is down here. She sent me this super cute mermaid card. You know, Sandra is all about mermaid, and then she stuffed her envelope with a lot of fun things. And you know what? I love that she took her stamps and just stamped out on cardstock because, it's just fun to color it up yourself. So good idea. I've been messing around with the stuff in her envelopes, so it's all out of order. But she has been so many cool things. Don't you just love that stamp right there? Oh, lots of die cuts, and then of course some lace because she know that on the jelly plate it's fun to play with this plastic lace. So you can just use it over and over again. Just spray with alcohol spray, and then it gives this fine print. So it's perfect. And then she supported a channel called Junk Journal Printables and gave me some tags that I can cut out and use in my junk journal. So thank you very much, Sandra. It really warmed my heart. Whoosh, so I can close it. Okay, this stream is not going to be like super original because I just want to, yeah, let's face it. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me, but 2022 was the year where I got like most unfinished journals that I started. Usually, I'm the kind of girl who starts a journal and then like a sketchbook, like a watercolor sketchbook, and then go from front to back, finish it, buy the next journal. And that's how I've been trying out a lot of different watercolor artist grade, you could call it, watercolor journals, all the expensive ones. But then suddenly in 2022, I got sick of that. So I started to just explore all kinds of different substrates and ended up, I dare not count it. I think I'm around 15 ongoing journals for 2022. That is insane. What the hell happened? I must have lost my mind. But what I want to do on this stream is to browse by a lot of stuff that went through my hands in 2022. And it's going to be like small things that are stream friendly because I also have enjoyed to paint on large canvases and super big poster sized mixed media paper, but I'm not able to mess with that on the stream. Okay, let me see if I am. Good morning. Oh my God, Janet Nash, you are in UK. It's very late or early for you if you've been up all night. So, oh, but thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Well, most of you know about the scavenger hunt, right? Yeah, it's like the best thing to start a new year with, especially if you got like an art slump or something. Then it's just so cool to follow the prompts. I've been doing scavenger hunt for a couple of years, and I actually have scaled it down for 2022 because, yeah, for some reason I just didn't think that I had the time for a big scavenger hunt. So I picked up this planner where blank pages looks like this. We've got like Monday, Sunday, just a planner. And then I thought, you know what? I got so many things I want to try this year, but I also want to try scavenger hunt, at least participate. So I took this little place for one prompt. So that was how I was able to participate and finish up my scavenger hunt just by doing a small section selected to each prompt. Sure, some of them required a different substrate, and then I just tipped it in like a tip in. But it's a very strange journal to flip through because it's just you end up with. I know my son, when my days are gone on this earth, he would look in this and thinking, "What the hell?" Because it makes no sense if you are like don't know what this is about, right? So I'm just gonna browse through it really quick because all I wanted to say was the idea of, if you think it's overwhelming to do 100 prompts, that's a lot. You can just do a tiny slit, and then of course combine some of the prompts. So yeah, do 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 do, just crazy flip through here. And oh my God, Janet M. Young, she's like the centangler queen. She sent me this envelope, and normally my mail lady, she's dumping my mail in my mailbox. But this envelope she hand delivered to my door because she wanted to see my face when I received it. It is so freaking well decorated. It's a masterpiece in itself. This is how it looked when I got mail from Janet. Isn't it just, I mean, stunning? And then it turns out she told me this story that her and her coworker at work, they actually noticed these hand decorated envelopes and talks about them, even takes picture of them. So if one of them is not at work, the other one will take a picture, and then next time they meet, they will show and exchange pictures of the envelope or well decorated envelope. I'm just putting it out there, ladies, because I know that for some it's a tedious job when you have to give out happy mail, decorate and everything, but it brings joy to people who are handling the letters all the way from your home to the receiver's home. So yeah, okay, I think now the journal is finished. Scavenger hunt right here. While I was working on scavenger hunt, I also wanted to declutter my buttons. So I started to grab my buttons, and then it ended up in this. And I remember sitting, you know, in the first week of January, just gluing buttons down on this canvas. And then I ended up with this strange image. And it looks difficult and a lot of work, but it's not. Can you see how I just poured glue into these areas here and then just put small beads down to fill out the gaps? So it's a conjunction of beads, buttons, and tiny sea beads. And then I just tried to make like a face. And I think I got inspired by, I think it was Dee Dee Willingham who showed Daphne's Diary magazine, where there was this artist who actually are making these um, canvases where she collects all sorts of things. So like the nose is a leg of a Barbie, and you know. But I did it with buttons, and it was super fun. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay, what next? I'm trying to do it in like a chronologic order so it kind of makes sense. Oh, I was so fond of urban sketching. This is the kind of journal that I'm talking about that I usually work in. It's watercolor paper. It is, who made this? It's Moleskine watercolor aquarelle journal. And I usually work in one journal at a time. But I thought that this would be like my journal for, the first couple of months of January. But then I started to build all kinds of things. We have a Danish urban sketcher. His name is Mads Day, and I adore his way of sketching because he's using a fountain pen, the one that comes with the carbon ink, very fine nib, very reliable pen. And then he just draw a lot of fast sketch lines, and he's very kind of messy with the way he drops in his watercolor. And some of the things are not even getting watercolored on his sketches. And I totally love that mix of something that's still a sketch line. So to teach myself to do his style, I just started to just work with it, and to help myself out. Luckily for me, Mads Day is a Danish guy. So I could go on Google Earth and look up Street View, so I could actually see the real location that he was standing at the exact same spot. Isn't it awesome? So I managed to replicate a lot of his sketches. So this is a very special way of having our really old buildings. Like in England, they got the Tudor house, the Tudor style. Remind me a little bit of the Tudors, but like really nice things. Having these old buildings. I'm just gonna flip through it a little bit fast. Okay, now comes a jump. Here I'm doing the Meste style with the fountain pen. Then I wanted to release myself from his look and create my own look. So I chose just to go with pencil. Look what a difference. Can you see how soft it is? Like it's just a whole different kind of thing. So what I learned about this was first to copy his style using pen and ink, and then doing it my own way, just using pencil. So then I got like really brave. I bought one of his artist cards. What is it called? Not like Hallmark, but like they take a replica of one of his painting and put on a greeting card, and then I tried to replicate it on the other side to just for practice. So I had a lot of fun with that, and then that ended, right? And that's just typical me. Like I'm onto something, and then suddenly I jump to something else. I want to show some bigger drawings now, just to get this out of the way because it's taking up space. I have some smaller drawings here that is like, I don't know, out of context. I kind of don't know who inspired it. So sorry if I'm not giving shout outs to this. But I played a lot with no sketch lines where you kind of free sketch with your brush. And I can totally recommend it if you feel that you want to loosen up your watercolor style, then try and just start sketching with color immediately, like no pre-sketched. And this is sketched, of course, but I am playing with a very certain style from an artist. Oh, what's her name? Let me see. Maybe I have the book right here. Yeah, it was a gift from Beth Schuler, and it's Julietta Clark. I really love her illustrative style. Okay, I use this to practice marker in, but let me see if I can find. Oh, here it is. Can you see? This is the picture that Juliet Clark she drew, and there was a lot of white splatter on it. And I really thought that that universe with the white splatter was worth discovering. So what I do, because I got no brains at all to imagine my own sketches, is that I just make replica of her illustrations and had a ton of fun with that. So I made a couple of them, like in a series. So this is, I think, colored pencil. Yeah, yes, it is. You can see it on the glare when you're really like burnishing down that poor pencil. This is more of her style. Don't you just love it? Like, imagine if you made a small vignette in maybe a journal, like a daily journal, and then in the corner of the page, you could do these tiny vignettes and then just splatter it out and then have like a seamless edge where the color just gets splattered out. This is so cute. It's a kitty. I like this one a lot. It was so cute. This one is a little bit different. I think this was from a quilt. Um, yeah, I think it was an art quilt and teacup. I love this where you take the brush and then just do mark making instead of a splattered edge. So yeah, that was fun. And then I tried to do like a portrait in the same style, but didn't quite manage to get that same expression. But it's very like likable. This is Misulbur, a YouTuber, where he showed one of his paintings, and then I just painted along in watercolor. And this is what's his name? Ah, come on, Shibasake, who he's okay. He's an artist who buys a lot of supermarket product like crayons and cheap art supplies, and then he show you what you can do with it. So I think it's so fun to look at his channel and then play along with crayons and just kids supply. This is a banana, and this is from Daphne's diary. Um, there was a lot of cutouts. I don't think it shows, but it's actually a collage. So there's a lot of paper glued down here to become a bird. And this is, I think it's oil pastel. Yeah. And also oil pastel. Oh, and then I did an upload on my channel supporting Ukraine, where I translated a Danish song about freedom into English. So I painted this on speed painting while playing the Danish song. And then I had like a cowboy period. This is oil pastel with Gamsel, so it's still a little bit sticky. I think this was, wasn't it? I did a live stream where I made a small card and I sent it off to Teresa, but then I really liked the motive. So after I sent the card, I did this one. Oh, maybe I should say hello. And then I liked her so much, so I did her one more time, but in a different color. This is just monochromatic almost. But I like the way that the plants are coming off in that uh, is it called like dust green? um, it's actually just olive green mixed with a black. So that's how I pushed it back. Let's see. I think I am me. Hi Devon. Hi Raoul. Hi Pam. Oh my god, I dare not look at the chat. It's so intimidating having 38 people coming to my stream. I am a very small channel. I usually only get like 10 people who watch my live streams. So I'm sitting here almost shaking because I got 38 people. This is smeared out gelato. Oh my god. Do I love gelatos? Oh my god. I really love gelatos. This is what came out of painting along with Colleen and Kathy Burke. They used washi tape and then just grunged it up with stamps and whatnot. So this is what came out of that. Oh yeah, this is a Danish artist. Oh, shame on me for not remembering his name. Oh my god, he's got a museum here in Denmark where we went, and then I saw a lot of his paintings and got it. He likes to paint light coming in from windows in old school apartments. So I went home and then from memory, from impression, painted these two. Um, I'm so sorry that I can't remember his name, but we went to a museum and then I just got inspired. Okay, did I say that I love gelatos? Oh my god, here it comes. This is a bunch of gelatos. I miss Jean the musical scrapper, so sometimes I go back and rewatch some of her streams. She was one of the first Fips who really made me embrace this community because I felt like minded with her because she was also testing out things. She was into watercolor and she showed that the struggle is real, because we all have struggles where things don't come out as we expected, and then we save it in the 11th hour, but it looks like a mess for a long time. That ugly state. So, watching her made me feel that I should just push on. So, she helped me so much without even knowing, I think. She helped me push beyond that ugly stage and continue my painting because I saw her struggle because back then it was very YouTube was a little bit like Instagram, it was like speed painting, always nice stuff, and you thought that, oh, it looks so easy, like quick and easy art fix, and then when you sit down and try and do it yourself, it's just hard. So this is me reminiscing a lost streamer. Not lost. She's still around. She just don't stream anymore, but I miss her. And this is yeah, I can't remember what this is in English. It's a chicken? No, it's yeah, okay, we're gonna flip to a fox. And all of this is done in gelato, and I love that soft impression you can get with gelatos and you can smear with your fingers. I really have enjoyed that hands-on feeling when you don't not using a brush or you're just in with your fingers and hands because I'm a pig. So I don't know if the light is coming off well. I see a different light shade on the screen than it is in real life, which is a little bit annoying. I always have issues with my light. And this is just a portrait, but once again, with gelatos where you can get this really soft blending of skin tone. So I can totally recommend if you want to practice skin tone, you use something like look, there's a Tim Holtz lady coming down. Okay. Okay, now they are off the way so I can put them away. Won't take up much space. But I think it's important sometimes to branch out on a larger sheet of paper. So sometimes when I work in a journal, I get claustrophobic, like, oh, not enough space. So it's just nice to take a big sheet of paper and then just see what happens when you start working on it. Okay, now comes like a really long section about Anne Lar. because Anne Lar has inspired me a lot. The latest thing I have made is actually I was working on this dollhouse for some Tim Holt people that Laurie has gifted me. And while I was working on this dollhouse, I was thinking about where do I know that I saw it somewhere, but I couldn't quite put a finger on it until Anne Lar reminded me herself that, oh my God, she did the exact same thing, but with a Winnie the Pooh. And then it hit me, yes, that's where I saw it. So Anne Lar is a big inspiration source to me. Um, she has resulted in these projects right here. I really enjoyed listening to her when once she was streaming alone. So she was venturing out and telling stories. So I really loved, watching her sit and just tell stories and do collage, and it was like really cool. And then she made these. It was so well done. She took a magazine and then she made rooms of a so when you flip the page you had like these things that popped up like a couch and a furniture, and everything was stuff that she cut out from magazines. So I thought, oh my God, that is so awesome, I have to try it. So my first tryout was this. I made this journal, and this journal itself is inspired by Anne Lar also, because I don't know who it is that she's watching, but it's a woman who does a lot of pockets and tags and flips and flaps. So this is a total Anne Lar journal. Okay, are you ready? It's supposed to work. So when you open up the page, these things folds out, right? And this was my first tester. And I saw that Anne, she just made this thing where you can fold it out. So I tried it and it didn't really work. So I was thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong? So instead of using cutouts from magazine, I tried to just draw my own room and then ended up with something that worked. Okay, it's not here. Okay, it's on the other side. But then I just filling in the pages here with drawings. Okay, here it comes. Are you ready? I'm gonna slant this so you really can see it. Oh, maybe if I hold it with my mouth. Ta-ta! Isn't it funny? I mean, it is just hilarious to work with these things because I could draw my own Rascock. So I tried to draw like a workspace, and then there was this paper pad from Stamperia that had these frames. So I just used them for like picture frames, and then put some plastic so it looks like it's a picture frame, and then you can just take like tiny scrapbook stuff and make things for the desk. So yeah, I thought this was like really funny. So everything from finding the pattern paper to the floor to the wallpaper was just yeah, I'm a little bit childish when it comes to things like that. Is there one more? Yeah, there is one more. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna hold it like this. Ta-ta! And here I took some cutouts from a magazine and mixed with my own hand drawn chair and desk. And then I found some things that were more intricate to put on the wall. And then instead of making a painting, I made a window where a lady is looking inside the window. But oh my God, I love this so much. So thank you so much, and Lar, for being so creative and do crazy funky things. And I actually think that that was the last one. Was it? No, there's one more. Okay, the next one is kind of boring. I just took something from a pattern paper and it became like this. And I think it's from Daphne's diary. I saw something they had, so I just cut it out and made it like in 3 rows. So And then I try to do, like Anne Larwood with all the tags and stuff. I still need to put things in it. So this is one of those ongoing journals that I'm talking about that is still, I call them open when they're not finished. So this is yet another open journal, but it's not bad. There's not a lot to finish it off. So okay, and then I decorated this guest book where I took the journal and put a handle on it so it's like a bag because I was mostly sitting in the couch. So I carried it in like that. This guest book originally, when this was not, oh, there was an elastic. When this was not so fat, was actually, okay, let me think. This guest book goes here under this elastic here. And then this guest book is supposedly to be slided. Can you see I got an elastic right here? So it's supposed to be slided in here. So it's hanging here. But then it became too fat to close, so I just took it out. But once again, it's totally inspired by something I saw and La working on a journal. So I also got like crazy things in here. And then I got these pockets to put in more ephemera. So when I work more on this, I can collect all my ephemeras from these pockets. But now it's mostly like eye candy, like it sparks joy to look at it. And then I try to put in old postcards that goes well with the theme. So it hopefully will give me motivation to work with it. And this is an envelope that opens up and you can, put more ephemera inside here. It's a paper pack from Stamperia called, I think it was called Old Lace or something. And then in this journal here, I wanted to write a story and illustrate it. And there was this spiritual story from my childhood where all the kids got spooked about if we didn't behave, the mountain hiker would come and simply snatch you. I grew up in Greenland, which is a very spiritual place. They're not, I think most of them are converted to Christians, But when I grew up, I was taught the Greenlandic way when it comes to spirits and stuff. And in modern times, I think you are intimidating kids with other things like, oh, the police is gonna come and get you, or I don't know, the man from the basement or something else. But we had the mountain hiker. And then I started this story about this mountain hiker, and common for all of them is that they had a crappy life and were evil somehow, and then they went could not find peace in death, so they were walking eternally up in the mountains, could come and snatch you. And then what happened was, because I am having a crazy imagination, I kind of spooked myself. So I decided, like, oh my God, I can't continue this story because I spooked myself. I simply just thought it was too scary to venture into a horror story. So I completely ditched that project, thinking like, oh my God, I need to not work in that direction ever, ever. So it's a bit sad that this album, you could say, got that part notebook kind of ruined, you could say. But yeah, it's an open journal. Then Anne Lar, she started to build her, I think it was Alice in Wonderland journal. I think she showed it on her stream. and I was so inspired by that. But I did not have Alice in Wonderland paper pack, but instead I had a travel come away with me from Graphic 45, and I thought, oh, that will do, because Alice, she was traveling. And when I watched Anne Lara at this moment, she was mostly streaming alone, and then she had these catalogs from the cruise ships and the travel catalogs, and she was cutting out images, and we started talking and chat about the countries and the places that she was collaging with. So I thought that it was so perfect that this travel paper from Graphic 45 would work for my NLAR journal. And it's crazy. I tried to build it like her, with magnets. Can you hear the? Maybe not. Okay, there is a ton of magnets in this one. The closure itself is a sandwich of magnets, where this tiny slit here goes into this slit right here and then clicks. Okay, it is built, but it's not filled out, because it was such a huge project that I got so tired. you know. So as soon as I got all the pages matted with paper, I just shelved it like, but there is a lot of pockets, and there is a lot of flaps that opens up to reveal yet another flap, and a flap where you can draw, and then a pocket in the back. There was one side flap, and the side flap over here is exact mirrored, and it's got magnets, so it just stays put when you open it. But once again, the same with place to draw, a pocket, and then some tags. Oops, I closed it wrong. Okay, and now comes this crazy part. There's belly bands here, so you have to take out the postcard. And Anne Lars was like almost like secret compartments. So I wanted to go for that secret compartments where it wasn't easy to see what's gonna happen when you open this journal. So you have some flaps that comes out here, and my idea is that I can collage something here, draw, and then draw, because it is like a sketchbook. And then you open these flaps where you can draw one more time. So lots of place to draw. And then comes these, um, it's pockets. So when you take out the tags, it's basically just a flap, like in Anne Lara's book, she had a lot of flaps going up, but I made my flaps into side loading pockets where these tags could be put in. So also here, side loading tag. And then now comes the Anne Lar version of this. Ta-da, secret room. So we have like a flap that lies down, and then it actually is a secret place. I don't know why the heck I think this is so awesome to build. Okay, that was the first page, because this is going to be like, how does it open? Okay, it opens like this. The second page, because it was like travel themed, I took out this Pusheen passport sleeve. It's for kids. You can have a passport in here, and then it got a home. I also got a luggage tag, and then I built a home in this journal for this luggage tag, because what am I? What am I, 12? I'm never gonna use this if I ever travel. So it needs a home, right? So once again, it's just tags, and then did we miss something? No. Okay, then a page, and here comes one of these also where you need to slide out the postcard to activate and open the pages. So let me just slide them out, and once again you open and open, and then you can open this flap down here, and then this flap here can open sideways, and sideways, and then there's a pocket here. So there's like secret flaps. It's very easy to think that this is just one page, nothing's happening, and then you can have like extra. So I try to have in mind that construction of flip, that you saw in Anne Lars' gorgeous Alice in Wonderland journal. And then this page itself opens up. So you can mount a drawing here, and you can mount a drawing here, mount a drawing, and then comes, and this is actually just one giant pocket, low cut down here, but it's stuffed with tags, just tags. And then that pocket swings down to reveal this. Oh, it swings down to reveal another pocket where you can put in things. And then here we got these secret. Can I see if I can find it? Oh yeah, here it is. You flap down. It's crazy, I know. And then this is the last page of this journal. Flaps going up. And then I was thinking, if you had like a picture frame, you can tuck in postcards in the between the glass and the frame itself. So with that in mind, I took the pattern paper and cut out with a ruler. Janet would be so proud of me. A perfect square, mounted it on top of so it's like seamless transition, and then I inked the edges so I can see where they start and end, and then you can slide in these, like you would on a on a painting frame. Yeah, I know it's crazy. But oh my god, did I have such fun building this? And then when it was finished, I just put it on the shelf. So it's one of those open, you could call it journals that I know one day I would find joy to get back to. And if not, only also to think about and Lar. So that was that. Okay, let me see. Chat. Hello, Monkey Mary. So, um, thank you for staying awake. I know you must be tired. Let's see. There is no questions. Being in the New Year's, Miss Nice job. Oh, thank you, Arida. Okay, now we have to think chronologically what happened. I think now is actually where I built this washi box right here. Not built it, but Janet M. Young and I, we bought a paint set from Pagos, and then Janet started to decorate her box with ephemera, and it looked so awesome. So I thought I'm gonna do the same. But I didn't have a lot of ephemera, but I had a crush on August Klimt and his artwork. So I got super inspired by Gustav. I'm sorry, his name is Gustav Klimt. So I painted with acrylic paint some images from Gustav Klimt and tried to use a lot of gold foil. So that's how I ended up reusing this Pagos um, packaging to store my stash of washi, and this is all my washi tape. And what happened to that Pagos set was like really interesting. I loved the set when it arrived, so I wanted to host it in Filofax Malden leather bound. It's for planners. I'm also a planner girl. So in the beginning, I had all the Pagos brushes and whatnot and pens in this pocket in the back, and then also the paper pack that came with the Pagos. But then during this year, I just gradually switched out, so I use it elsewhere in my room. But let me just flip through this because these are paintings done this year. I think that this is the swatch sheet from the Pagos. Ain't they just lovely? I love swatches. Oh my god! Speaking about swatches, did you guys know that Janet M. Young, she finished out her huge swatch sheet? Maybe some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Hi, Jamie. But like I said, I don't have intention of showing my big canvases on this stream right here because it's too clumsy for me. But I will show one canvas, and I called it like a canvas because it's a big thing. Um, what I did was that I took all my watercolors, like every single watercolor that I have, and then I swatched them out and created myself this tool where I can read the name and in what palette I can find this color. And then I keep it next to my art desk so I can see that this is my stash of watercolor. And if I want something that's granular, it's very easy for me to see, oh, that's granulating, that's granulating, that's granulating. And it's also easy for me to see when we come down to these blue tones right here, which blue tones are so saturated that they come off black if you dip too deep in the pan. So I use it to see how strong is the mass tone of my watercolor pans, and also to see how does it granulate. And yeah, I know there is a lot of duplications, but it's because I got a lot of different watercolor palettes. I got the different brands. So, you know, when you buy those pre-manufactured watercolor sets, they always come with these 12 generic pans. So you will end up with at least 12 similar colors and then some extra. So that's why there's a lot of, you know, same. But I really love that you finished off your, should we call it a swatch sheet? I don't know. You finished off the Mount Everest of swatch sheets. And it is a Mount Everest because you need skinny tape as a divider. Like I use skinny tape on this one here. So you really have to calculate your sheet and how many pans you need room for. So it's not easy. But when it's done, it's just an awesome tool. Awesome tool. Um oh my, how many watercolors I have? I don't know. I really like watercolors. They bring joy. So I must admit that it's very easy for me to put in a palette in my shopping bin when let's say I run out of gesso, then I typically would buy that damn gesso and then also slide in a new palette. And there has been a release of so many um, palettes the last 2 years. That's, I won't say cheap, but they're like really inexpensive, you know, because when I started watercoloring, I thought it was like Winsor and Newton, and it was like kind of expensive. And then suddenly all the, could we call them like, what can we call them? Like craft paint? Is that talking down to it? I don't want to talk down to it because I'm not a watercolor snob. But suddenly the market came out with inexpensive, delicious, vintage looking palettes where I'm like, oh my God, I have to have it. So it was so easy, you know, to just shop. Here I'm really interested in a Danish painter called Arne Ungermann. I love the way he's illustrating things. Maybe I should talk about. I love his way of. Let's get a good one. Okay, here the coffee pot got a nose, an eye, and eyebrows. So can you see how he puts in human characteristic in what he does? I really enjoy his way of thinking like that. Also with these mirrors, a lot of people have mirrors outside their windows so they can look around corners and see who's walking on the street. And they have become more and more rare. So I painted those because it's fun, you know. And this is Arne Ungermann's illustration in a newspaper when Denmark got um, occupied by. No. This is from Matador, a Danish TV series where the episode is about Denmark getting occupied by the Germans. So you can see the SS in the lightning. So I love the way that he's doing that, and he's got like a peace dove flying. So yeah, he's very yeah, I like those stories within a drawing. Here I tripped over Leron Yakonski's YouTube channel. He is so skilled, so I tried to do some of his drawings. And now I think comes just some faces. Um, what I'm doing here is trying to have a very wet in wet paper where I'm dropping in tiny drops to get that blurry look. I think it's difficult to achieve, so some of these are like that. This is a little bit weird. I'm not so fond of this face right here, but here once again I am trying to get that blurry, how can I explain it, like that hazy look. So I am getting off those line work. So I'm working here with what I would call like broken line work, where you don't draw everything. So that's why the faces are like this. And I found inspiration on YouTube, not YouTube, Google. I just write watercolor faces, and then I get, you could say, a reference picture. So you may recognize some of these girls. And then I use those reference pictures to learn that skill it is to do that hazy. Um, and I want to learn it because I think most of my paintings become stiff. Like, look at her. Like, she's like so stiff, like hard looking. So I want to learn that soft. Yeah, yeah. It's just. And this one is also, the thing with the broken line work where you don't draw everything. You just draw the hint of a hat and then some of the face, and then you leave out something. Yeah, I really like this at the moment. If I should talk about what I like and what I don't like, let me just play with this light because I think my light is cheating you out of the fresh colors. Did it get better? Nope. Okay. I'm sorry. The colors are not showing. It's very strong colors here, like pink, yellow, quin gold, but it doesn't come out in the stream. So that's really bad. Okay, but I did tell you guys that I am a planner, right? And this is a Filofax Malton leather-bound planner, and I was having a setup in purple. I think purple is going to be like my new best color. So let me just briefly jump into my Filofax Flex for those who also like to plan. Um, I miss the Hobonichi. Oh, I love the Hobonichi style. Okay, the Filofax Flex. Maybe I should talk about that first. When you purchase it, it doesn't come with anything at all. So what I did was that it only comes with this memo pad right here, and then it comes with a pocket here and a pocket here with a plate as a like a writing board that got a pen loop on it. So and then you have, instead of secretarial pockets, you have these tuck spots here. There's also pockets. But I took the writing plate from Hobonichi. I like to work with that one. I got one notebook left with the Tomeri River paper in it. So I am sparingly, you know, I'm saving that a little bit. I'm so sad that I can't buy the Tomeri River in Europe any longer. Okay, and then I just bought this book here. My plan was to make my own Hobonichi. For those of you who don't know what a Hobonichi is, let me see, what time is it? 9:54. I got time. Okay, I bet have to hurry up. Hurry. Okay, a hobonichi is a Japanese planner where you can sketch a drawing every day. And it's so cool for those who would like to sketch a drawing every day because you can do it in your planner, right? So this hobonichi is where you got like the date, and then you have a whole page for one day. And let me just flip into something that's a little bit more artsy fartsy. Yeah, this is a planner that I'm have used in, I think it was 2016. So as you can see, I got a whole day to fill out the way I want to, and it doesn't have to have a certain setup. And then it's got this really yummy paper. I love the Tomeri River paper. And then it also got this section right here where one day is one column. And I seem to remember that I really loved drawing these tiny, small sketches. So I want to go back to that somehow, because I thought it was a creative outlet that was easy for me to do while drinking my morning coffee. So I wanted to make my own faux hobonichi, but then I messed up with all the page stuff. I just have a 2023 year in a glance right here. And then I got December because that's when I started it, month on two spread. And then because December comes with a lot of expensive for my sake because it just does. So I got a money tracker, but I don't want to have like a money tracker each month. It was just important for December. And then I saw on YouTube a girl, she made these photo or quote opportunities, and she just had a page spread where she designated some squares where she could put in something. And I wanted to try it out, and I actually think it's fun, so I want to keep that up for each month if I could continue. And then this is my first December this year. I was just can you see how it's just random things like what I ate. We decorated the tree. I had oh yeah, I remember this. I had a really busy day at work, and then I knocked over my coffee over my papers. Yeah. And then my son drew to the baker, so we woke up with something to eat from the bakery. And then my son's car got winter tires. And then here it's just oh yeah, oh my god, I had like a Christmas calendar for my cat, and then I opened the first hatch and it was like these tiny sardines. It was so gross. And here I'm having pain in my hand. That's why I'm drawing my hand. And I'm watching Muppet Show all day on Netflix. I remember this day. I was just couched like a potato watching Muppet Show. It was like, yeah. And here we got a visit. We got a customer. Oh, we called him the spitting guy because he spits when he talks to you. So he spits in your freaking face. It's so gross, and you're standing there trying to keep eye contact, thinking like, can I just wipe it off? Would that be rude, So, and he wanted to buy of all the movies that we have in my store. He was after Hitler movies, the 8th of December. Here we go. That is just so typical. So here a lot of snow came, but can you see how it's just small things? And then we were watching the Alice in Fair, no, what is it called? Alice in Wonderland as a ballet. So I drew the rabbit from the ballet dancer, and here I'm starting to get bad hands. So let me show these pages where nothing happens. Like here, I cannot draw or write that well. You can see I'm writing with my non-dominant hand here. So if you don't feel like drawing, just do tip-ins. You know, put your grocery receipt or something. It's, just glue in stuff. Like here I'm way 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 bad. So nothing happens for a long time because then my hand really screwed up. But I'm really sad having to not continue in this. I would have loved to have my new 2023 in this style. So I just want to show it, pass it on, because I think it's a fun way of keeping up a planner while having a creative outlet. And this was a rabbit trail. Let me see. Danish is so similar to the Dutch language. Really? Okay. um. Okay, that was my final flex. My plan was really to sketch a little thing every day in 2023. And my son, he visits a museum where he bought me this sketchbook as a gift, and I didn't have the heart to use it. And then my plan was actually to use it for 2023, because it starts out like the 1st of January with day one, and it's so beautiful. It's a mix between graph paper, dot gridded paper. It's very like um transparent, it's not like the graphic work that's going on in these pages is bothering you, but you get a lot of crutches, like here you got almost squares. um so I thought it was very motivating to flip to a new page, and then there will be like this new page spread, either be lined, gridded, or so that's why I thought that I would be working in this one for 2023. But I'm giving my hand a rest, because I must find another way to journal. Okay, let's go on this trip right here, what Lena is doing. I think now we are coming to the summer, right? Yeah, I think we are at the summer. When summer started, I started to wanted to investigate the syllabus from Linda Barry. I simply just took the book and then did the exercises, and I ended up with this fun journal that's made in composition notebook, where I'm simply just working with prompts from Linda Barry. It was really hilarious. And at the same time, Janet M. Young started her monster theme, doing making her monsters. So yeah, it was just really fun. I'm just flipping through this really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I think most of you guys uh, can see some of the live streams where I'm flipping through this whole book. But the thing is that you just follow the Linda Barry universe, and then it takes you to wherever it takes you. So a lot of these, oh my God, look, this is Janet M. Young's monster scene. I copied it and pasted it in page by page, because I was so struck about, like, like starstruck, like, oh my God, she is so good. She is so good at these things. So yeah, um, yeah, this is this journal right here. But it was fun to really study a book and a topic, and then push everything aside, and then just focus on one project and see what brings you, because I really felt during summer that I was hopping in my inspiration, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, And then when I stopped doing the syllabus, I had a short period where I thought I should try Bible journaling to see if that was something that I would like. So this old Bible of mine, and then I simply just started to draw on the pages themselves. I am not sure if it's something I want to return to, because I think I don't know, it's difficult for me to like, see here, I just covered a whole page with a drawing. It's still difficult for me to draw in my Bible. That's the burning bush. You know what? I don't know why. I can use like look, I wrote in it, but that's a highlighter, right? It's not like covering up the words. I find it difficult to use my Bible as a sketchbook, even though it is funny, like you can see the text coming through, and then you know th- this story is very famous. It's Moses who is dividing the waters to save the Israelites. Israelites. I'm sorry, I'm not so good at English. So I picked the stories where it was really obvious what's going on. And this is the golden. They built this golden cow because they worship money. So I thought it was so funny to take the bull of Wall Street. There is this statue made by Arturo di Modica out of Wall Street. They have this bull because it's called to be bullish when you are investing in the stock market. So I just thought that, oh, that could be fun to have there. But I did David and Goliath here. I actually did a couple, Um, and then I also over-analyzed. This is a paper from Devon that I used. Something she gifted me in Happy Mail, so it was fun to that could be included. Um, yeah, I totally over-analyzed some of the stories that was told, um, because I was thinking that, like, this is where Jesus is getting tempted by the snake in the desert. And then I was thinking about composition, like I read the text and then thinking about, oh, if I was an oil painter, how would I compose a painting from reading this text? So in that way, it was fun to Bible journal because the stories, so it makes you think about when you go to museums and see like Paul Rubens' depiction of the stories from the Bibles, and you suddenly understand why he has the composition that he has. So in that hence, it was really meaningful to do. Okay, I got this 800 pages freestyle, really, really ridiculously big notebook. I try to work a bit in it every year. My goal is not to finish it in some sort of time frame. I just like to work in it here and there. And I actually got some pages down here in 2022. And I don't know how uh, detailed I should be with this, but what I did was that there was this article in Daphne's diary called Tell Us, and then there was like 20 questions. You know those articles? Yeah, well, I took it seriously. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do these prompts, right? So I just tiered out every question from the magazine and then wrote about it. And it's stuff like, if the whole world was watching you for 1 minute, what would you do? So I just answered those questions. And then I found that it was so funny because I really learned new facets of myself. So I found another test and did it with my hobby. But before doing so, I had some sketchbook pages about what where I want to go. There's one place that I would like to visit before I die, and it's Mont Saint Michel in Paris, in France. It's an island, Gothic island in the middle of the sea, and because of the tiding with the water, it will be covered in a lake. You can walk from the mainland out to this island, and this Gothic building structure. It's just such a gem to look at. So there would be like 100 places inside this town where you can just sit and sketch. All the streets around this wall are curved, so you get, like in this picture here, like curved streetways. I mean, oh my god, it would be a dream to sit in a cafe and then just sketch. Okay, but here I took 22 uh questions from Daphne's diary and let my hubby answer them, and it was a riot. It was such a hoot, man. Because a lot of these things were like from a guy's perspective, and he's like, never gonna happen. Um, okay, like this one. Day number 12. The exercise from Daphne's diary is to give yourself a more positive life, right? So, exercise 12 to be more positive is to try a playful exercise by letting go, blow a dandelion, sprinkle rose petal over your bed, or throw some bath foams. And my hubby's answer was like, not gonna happen, you know? And then there was also like other things like, I don't know, stuff where he just said that now that you would never hear about if you read Euroman. So yeah, but it was fun to have a guy answering these girl things. And then I got happy mail from Sandra, and she included this bag right here with the Jane Davenport artwork on it. So I played a little bit with this artwork and tried to imagine this little girl, how she's dressed up with that headband. So yeah, it was fun, fun, fun. But basically, it's just oh yeah, this is the One Book July. No, not One Book July. World of Watercolor Month. Yeah, I did that one. That was fun. Every year they are having a month dedicated only to watercolor, and I am a watercolor girl, so I took an old journal and then I just wanted to finish it. So where does it start? What I did was that I simply just took the prompts on a tag, sorry, and stapled it on. And then I just started to draw all the prompts, and they are like in totally random orders. Um, and out of it came this fun ending to a journal that I now can put on a shelf. But I can totally recommend that you pick up these Inktober's or World of Watercolor Month, or I don't know, these kind of prompt things like scavenger hunt, because it makes you think in a different direction, like you're painting on demand. I would never have come up with stuff like this on my own, but because I had to paint on demand following a prompt, I was forced to think outside the box. So that's cool. That is just so cool. Okay, I'm gonna flip so quickly through this because I see that time is running out of me. Bang! This is what gone. Away with that one. Okay, another thing that I followed was the taster weeks from Lifebook, and it was so cool to do the prompts. And I selected a Jane Davenport uh, album. It's a journal that I made using Jane Davenport's paper pack. That's how I want to say it. And then I just decided that this could be a cool journal in the future, also to have like willowing kind of style, like this was from the the exercises from that taster week. So I'm really happy to have this homemade journal for that kind of style. You know what I'm talking about. Like that willowing, positive, totally high chroma color. So yeah, I'm really glad for this journal. Okay, away with that one. And then I started watching Rings of Power. Yeah. Oh, I was looking forward to Rings of Power. Oh my god. I am a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. So I thought that, oh man, I'm gonna do some fan work. Um, I'm just gonna keep this flat down. So I'm flipping through this very fast because I only got 15 minutes left. I simply just watched one episode and then I sat down on my fat bum afterwards, having a week until the next episode was viewed. And then during that week, I just drew in my fan art journal here. It's the first time that I have tried having a fan art journal dedicated to a fiction TV series. I don't think it will be the last time. I think I learned a lot from trying really to draw the characters. Is it called portrait? You're forced to do portrait, or at least look-alike drawings, like, so you can recognize that this is Gil Galad, you know. So yeah, I'm just I should not flip through this more. It's just like blah 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 blah. But as you can tell, it's shifting into something else now, because now that the season 1 is over, so now I ventured into Christmas, and now this is what I've been working with a couple of weeks ago. And I think that's the end of, yeah, this is from a stream I had. I'm almost done. I also picked up a project where I was pretending to be this character that I invented called the Wise Aunt, and I wanted to show how her 2023 is going to be. So I was composing this storyline while making her planner, and I got to April. Um, and I'm trying to utilize my scrapbook. So if you think you want to carry a planner, but you don't have an exciting life because you don't see a UFO on a weekly basis, or nothing like really is happening that you feel like writing about, then make it all up. Seriously, just take a character and then start pretending that you're this person, and then make up her 2023. It is more fun than you can imagine, because everything is allowed, right? So yeah, that was that. But before I leave, I want to give a shout out to one of my best art buddies, who is Kathy Arbor. I want to talk about Kathy Arbor's channel, because she makes my shit look nice. I to make me draw nice. I do nothing special.